Welcome back to the final part of Far Changing Tide's full platinum walkthrough. First 15 to 20 minutes of this video is the ending of the game, in which we get the speedrun trophy at the rate of knots, as well as some of the story trophies and one or two others. And then we're going to follow that up with 4 other trophies that that I needed to get after the playthrough was done. We'll look through some of those. So this is a minute or two longer than it probably needs to be, because I think I started this segment a little earlier than the last part ended. But as you can see, I'm hitting the rocks. I'm not really worried about it. But when the run's over, we're going to go back and we're going to go through this area without hitting any of the walls of the cave. And we are going to stop and get even more of this fuel than I do during the speed run here. And it's going to be, I think it was under, I forgot to look at how much time it was for steady as you go. I think it was like 7 or 8 minutes without speeding it up. I had, on the PS5, I had gotten this trophy by being very meticulous and watching where I was going, and stopping every 2 seconds and shifting the vessel. But for the speed run here, I didn't care. I didn't care. I wasn't about to waste time trying to get it. If I did happen to get through this area, I thought I was actually going up, but I'm not. I was gonna say right up here and to the right is the last part of the cave. So yeah, right about here, once you come out of that area into the more open space with this long piece of rock here, this is where the trophy would pop if you did get it. As you can see the check mark there. And then we're going to take care of the last area of the game. Really beautiful scenes coming up here, some nice music, some really surprising moments, and then the ending, which really kind of hit me. I was not expecting it, and I have to say, playing this game after playing Far Lone Sails, the first half I was kind of disappointed. I thought it seemed a little easier, which, you know, is always nice. Enjoy a game without being too challenged or frustrated. But the first half seemed like we were just kind of sailing either above the surface of the water or below. And there was points in the first half of the game that felt like we were just kind of hanging out and waiting for the next thing. But the scenes, the world building, the music, and just the way that they present some of these areas and how things look in the background really kind of changed my view on this sequel here about halfway through, and really kind of impressed me by the end. And the ending itself, as I said, really kind of made up for what I thought was a relatively mediocre sequel. I definitely was impressed by the end, so I really liked it. And what's coming up here is one of the better scenes as well. So I'm going to stop talking for now so you can enjoy it, and I will come back on when we hit, I think we're going to hit 1 or 2 non-story related trophies before this run is over, and then we'll see at the rate of knots trophy come in as well at the ending. Again, if you have not played this game, I mean, it's probably too late now. you're gonna ruin it for yourself. You shouldn't be watching these videos to begin with. But if you haven't finished this game on your own, I suggest you stop watching this video and go and experience it, and come back later. All right, I'm gonna stop talking so you can enjoy this scene. luckily, we get the full steam ahead trophy here for traveling 1,000 meters with the boost before we hit our last landmark and have to pretty much coast into the ending area. That's one less thing to worry about. So I knew the ending was coming up here, and I knew if I was able to remove any other fuel, that the wind would do the work. So we're going to attempt to get the last fuel item burned here, and I totally forget that I have the lamp. You'll see in a minute here. And I kind of run around the place trying to figure out where it was. Oh, never mind. This is right when I figured it out. It was earlier when I was running around trying to find it. And I put that in. That is the last item on the vessel that can be burned, and therefore we get running on fumes for burning the last item on the ship. We just got the story trophy involving the lighthouse. Sounds familiar, and I love that reveal when they do kind of a 360 around the lighthouse, and you see that fire burning on the side. That's when I knew where we were going, and it really made me so happy that they chose to end it that way, and with that kind of unspoken understanding of where we were heading. And then, sure enough, here at the very end of the game, it is revealed that we are ending right at the end of the other game. We're meeting up. We were the noise that you heard at the end of Far Lone Sails, and here is the protagonist, I guess you could say, of Far Lone Sails, named Lone, I guess, due to the trophy awarding you for meeting Lone. And there's at the rate of knots. That's the speedrun trophy right there. About 18 minutes into this video here. So again, probably about 3 hours 15 minutes, maybe 3 hours 16 17, something like that, with that extra minute tacked on to the front. Oh, and don't forget, one of the videos was only like 57 minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. It was under 3 hours and 15 minutes. I feel justified. Beautiful ending here. I love this pan out shot, and I'm gonna let some of the credits roll here. Actually, most of the credits roll, unless I cut them out. I like to give credit where credit's due, though. So I'm gonna let the rest of this beautiful scene play out, and some of the credits, and then we will come back and take a look at those other 4 trophies. As the credits finish here, we're going to load up level 51, area 51, moment 51, tableau, whatever it's called, number 51 in the scenes that you can you can replay here. This is right in front of the waterfall. We're about to go into the cave area. And so, as I said, on the PS5, I did this very, very carefully, very slowly. Here, I just kind of said, hey, you know what, let's do a couple attempts. Let's just go ahead and see what we can do. And I stay in pretty much constant movement. I don't stop too much here. This is the third or fourth time I've went through this cave, so I guess I'm getting kind of the feel for it. I also do I do stop that. Okay, so I'm incorrect. I do stop it once or twice. I want to say maybe 3 times at the most. But just to pick up supplies, just to pick up some fuel. I knew the only thing I had to do after this was stay submersed so that I could collect 10,000 meters while underwater for that trophy and burn 100 fuel. So I was kind of grabbing more fuel, but in the end I didn't end up playing from this point after I got the steady as you go trophy. So we are still moving. Slowly but surely, and definitely not stopping every inch and moving the camera around to make sure we're not hitting anything. The spotlights on the vessel are pretty helpful. As you're getting close to something, they'll shine the light on what you're about to hit, which you should see happen here soon. I guess not. So I was a little careful there. Yeah. The problem with this is it's hard to judge some of these angles. Some of the rocks you're seeing are in the background and you're not going to hit them. Some are very close and you have to worry, you know. But as I said, the spotlights shine on anything you're about to hit. They do move around on their own sometimes. All right, so we are taking our time, but it's nothing like what I did on the PS5, where it was all the camera movements that were the problem, and the fact that it took me like 14 plus minutes. I had to speed it up in order to put it, in order to make the first video of this, but I was pleased with how this turned out once I start moving again after I collect this fuel. And we're nearing the end here. Once you get past this little opening and get closer to these kind of jagged long rocks, we'll see the trophy pop here in just about 10 seconds. And there you go. Steady as you go. And that's taken care of. And the video goes on for a little bit longer as we get closer to the hot air balloon setup here. The next two clips are going to just be the trophies popping for the submersed travel and burning 100 fuel, which took a very long time. I started those sections right about the area where you get the boost. Right after you get the boost, there's a nice long area where you can be submersed and you can swim through like a jellyfish field and a couple other things, and then it starts to rain on the surface. There's Submariner, that's for traveling 10,000 meters while underwater. Oh, that's funny. I didn't realize I got Fuel-guzzler at the same spot. So I started, there you go. I started at the checkpoint where you get the boost, and I finally got 100 fuel burned by the time we got out of the caves and we're about to get in the hot air balloon and go over the waterfalls. So this is, I believe, 17, I think, was the checkpoint I picked. This is right after you get the back part of the vessel. You could do this earlier. You could do this as soon as you get the furnace here, the compartment that you use to burn the fuel. But as long as you do this before you plant the flower in that little area, and as long as you have the flower, you put this in, you burn it, and you get the final trophy we need here, going green. As mentioned before, you're going to have to do this in a second playthrough, or you can just load up this checkpoint. And as I said, I think it was checkpoint 17. There's the platinum, and there's the full walkthrough done. I hope this helped. Hope to see you in the next one. Take care.